Hello student, I Sapna Atri welcome you all. Students, today we are going to review a very interesting and important topic called modal auxiliary, or you can say helping verb or modal verbs. So students, if you are confused regarding the use of can, could, may, might, must and so on, so listen me carefully and note down all important points. So let's start. A modal verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate modality, that is, likelihood, ability, permission, request, capacity, suggestion, order, obligation, or advice. Modal verb always accompany the base, or you can say infinitive form of another verb having semantic content. Students, now if you are confused between the main verb and modal auxiliary or modal verb, then let me tell you that main verb is called lexical verb or principal verb, or in simple words you can say the one which typically shows the action or the state of being of the subject. For example, he plays cricket. So obviously here subject he is doing something, action is indicated. And on the other hand, helping verb do just what they sound like they do, means they help. They help and support the main verb in different ways by expressing possibility, ability, permission, obligation, and so on. For example, he can play cricket. So here in this sentence, can modal verb helping the main verb play. So students, I hope I am very much clear with the topic or the meaning of modal verbs. Now there are certain points that you have to keep in your mind when using modals. Number one, don't use modal verbs for the things that happen definitely. For example, the sun rises in the east, or earth revolves round the sun. Now if you see these sentences, they are showing clear certainty which we can't change. So in such sentences, don't use or don't make use of modal auxiliaries. Second point, modal auxiliaries never change their form. That means you can't add s or ed or ing form. In simple words, modal auxiliaries always take the first verb, that means the present form of the verb. So avoid using past or past participle form of the verb. For example, he can climb on the tree. So instead of it, you can't write he can climbed on the tree, or he can climbs on tree, or he can climbing on the tree. So avoid such uses. And number three is questions are formed without use of do, does, did. For example, can he speak English? So what to avoid when to form the question? Of course, use of do, does, did, etc. Students, I hope I am clear up to here. Moving ahead, classification, or you can say the types of modal verbs. Modal verbs can be classified into two categories. The first one is primary auxiliary and second one is modal auxiliary. Now what is primary auxiliary? They include be, have and do, and usually used in the formation of tenses, voice and to form negatives. Then modal auxiliaries or modal verbs, they are almost 10 in number, like can, could, may, might, must, ought to, shall, should, will, would and need. Need can also be used as main verb. So now let's review the uses of modal verbs. So first of all, I'll take use of can and could. Number one, can. Can is one of the most commonly used modal verb in English, and the past of can is could. Use of can expresses number 1 ability to do something in the present. For example, I can speak English. Number 2 permission to do something in present. For example, can I go to cinema? Number 3 it shows request. Can you wait here for a moment? Number 4 it shows offer. For example, I can lend you my car till tomorrow. And it also shows suggestion. For example, can we visit grandma at the weekend? And possibility. For example, it can rain today. Use of could, as I told you, could is a past form of the can, and could is more formal and polite than can. It expresses ability to do something in the past. For example, I could speak English. Second is polite permission. Example, could I say something? Possibility. For example, it could rain tomorrow. Or a polite request. For example, could you take a message please? See more examples on your screen. Now the second one is may and might. Students, may and might are two modal verbs that have almost similar meaning and can be used to describe mainly two ideas. Number 1 possibility and permission. And just like could, might is also past form of the may. Now see the example. Use of may and might as possibility or probability. Example, it may rain today. As a past tense, it might rain today. So you have seen the use of may and might. Second is use of may in permission. For example, may I use your phone please? Or may I come in? Or you can also use may when you express wishes. For example, may God bless you. And in negative sense, may not can be used not to give permission or to prohibit someone from doing something. For example, you may not take photographs inside the museum. To understand it better, see more examples on your screen. The next is use of must. Must indicate necessity. For example, he must study hard. Then certainty. He must be at home. I heard his voice. And for prohibition in negative sense, for example, you mustn't use your phone while driving, and can also be used as speculation. For example, there must be some mistake in this project. See more example on your screen. Next is ought to. Modal verb ought to is used to express obligation and duty through advice and recommendation. For example, number 1, you ought to have come home early. Second is, we ought to have taken taxi. See some more example on your screen also. Students, the next modal verbs are shall and should. Should is the conditional form used as the past tense of shall. Use of shall. Shall is used to make suggestion. For example, shall we dance? Or it can also be used as obligation in a very formal situation. For example, you shall obey the rules. To make it more simple, just think about the pledge we daily take in our school. So you will see the maximum use of shall in that as an obligation. And next as confirmation. For example, I shall meet you there at 7 a.m. Use of should. Should is used to give or ask an opinion. For example, what should we do now? As advice or suggestion. For example, Your hair is too long. You should get a haircut. Number 3. Probability. For example, he should have reached by now. Students, the negative form of should is shouldn't and can be used as advice not to do something because it is bad or wrong. For example, you shouldn't waste your time on games like PUBG. And one more important thing that you have to keep in your mind is that should can also be replaced with ought to. The ought to is the model auxiliary that we just done with. See few more examples here. The next is will and would. Will is used as a future tense and indicates willingness to do something in the present. For example, I will play tomorrow. As request, will you lend me your book please? Or as condition, for example, if he asks me, I will help him. The negative of will is will not or won't and indicates unwillingness to do something. For example, she won't come today. Uses of would. Would is the past form of the will and it indicates willingness in the past as a desire or preference. For example, I would like to take tea. And as a wish, example, I would like to have more free time. And add advice, example, if I were you, I would study economics. Students, there are many uses of will and would and you can see more on your screen. Next I am going to discuss need and dare, which are also known as semi-modal verbs because they are used as modal verb and main verb. Use of need or need to. Need or need to expresses necessity. For example, he needs to control himself or he need control himself. As negative, it is used as needn't. For example, he doesn't need to come or he needn't come. Use of dare. It means have the courage to do something. As modal verb, dare is used in negative and interrogative sentences. And an important point to be remembered is it is followed by bare infinitive. That means without to. For example, how dare you say that to me? And as negative, don't you dare. Students, this was it for this module. I hope you have noted down all the important points and before wrapping it up, here is a quick recap. So keep learning, rise and shine. Thank you.